I know this is gonna sound weird, but here in America, we're going, we're definitely going backwards. It's weird that relationships are turning into poly. Like for females, uh, she can have whatever she wants. Like she'll have a guy that pays for her food. She'll have the 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 stud that comes over here and breaks out her back at 3 in the morning, and after he's done leaves her. She'll have that emotional guy that she can lean on. All these different sources of income if she's like an attractive woman. But it's funny because even the ones that aren't attractive, they still, because of all the validation on the internet from simps, from men, I hear it all the time. Guys are on here like complaining about women. Well, the reason why they have huge egos is because of guys. I see it at the places I work. Places I work are hardworking, dirty places. So if you get a female in there, her looks go up because of the scarcity. She might be a 4 and then she turns into a 6. When you go on the online dating, there's so many more guys, from what I hear, than there is for females, than there is women. So you have all these guys fighting over a handful of women. There's scarcity. And I've done it the way I used to online date. I see somebody I like, I throw it out there, just keep throwing. Hey, what's up? Hey, trouble, whatever, until somebody hits me back. It's like a huge net. So they just get flooded with messages from different guys. So women will be able to, have all that. They'll have a guy that takes care of their kid for them, babysits the kid, the alpha kid's his kid. And in reverse, if you play your cards right, with this next generation are really weak. Gen Z, and I would say, I don't know, we'll see how alpha is, but I think that people are really nerdy. My kid collects Funko Pops, and I'm kind of like, no, don't do that. But then I thought to myself, like, kids are really nerdy nowadays. So it might not be too bad. I told them, don't go all in, like, diversify your assets. But these generations are weak, and they've been getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So what it does is produces weak men. Women say there's no good guys out here, and their standards have gone up tremendously because they have so much validation. They think that their sexual market value is better than it is because of the tremendous validation that they get. Imagine, as a man, you don't get too much attention from women. The average man doesn't. Like me, I'm pretty much an average man. I'm over the hill. I'm an old man now. But I'm 6 foot tall. I've done really well in the dating market in the past. I've been with a lot of women. I went on a lot of dates. Now when I go on the dating sites, my standards have gone up a lot, and I'm not gonna put up with a lot. So I pretty much look at everybody as just about as undateable. I mean, they might look good, but I'm like, man, she smokes, that's gross. Or she's a single mom, and man, I'm not really out here just trying to bang and that's it anymore. I want to connect on a higher level than just banging, because yeah, of course I'm still attracted to that, but it's like I don't know, my values have changed. So it's like for a man, like, we don't get much attention. So like I hear guys like, oh, just ignore women, just ignore them. Like, whenever, dude, I've done that. Like, I've done that for the last 2 years. Everywhere I go, I ignore women. I don't look at them. They don't care. They don't care. And maybe I'm just a low value man and I just fit in the background like I'm some kind of tree or something. And they look at me like a regular dude. I mean, I'm almost 6 foot tall. I'm not huge and fat or nothing, and I'm not like a little skinny twerp. But even, I'm just saying, like, I'm not a 10. I'm not saying I'm even an 8 or a 7, but I'm like, I'm definitely not a 2. I guarantee. I understand I'm not a 2, but they don't care. They don't care. Because they don't approach you. Like, if you're not going to make the effort, then, but it's like, to me in my head, I don't want to approach them because I see all the validation. It's like, I'm not going to compete. I'm not going to compete, man. I'm done competing. And, you know, if you're a high value dude or you're a good looking dude and you just like ignore them, yeah. But if you're not, it don't work that way. So like these dudes just say, oh, just ignore it. It doesn't matter. They don't care. So they like I said, they're not gonna approach you. Women are cowards. They, you know, they still have the old mentality that why don't guys approach? Well, they're not gonna approach me. They're not gonna be like come up with a friendly face and, you know, or they don't even orbit. Like, at least orbit. They don't do that. They don't look in my direction. And because they have all the validation. What the fuck do they need my validation? And why the fuck am I gonna give them validation? And I know what I'm doing really doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It's kind of like boycotting a big company by myself. But it's just kind of like, I'm not going to give them that free validation, and that's just for me. That's just, even though in the grand scheme of things she's gonna get like 100,000 guys and giving her validation all the time, in any type of scenario, it's not gonna be from me. At least I can have some self-respect. For poly, for guys, you play your cards right. You work on your game. You work on your body. You work on, and you dress nice, dress decent. You could possibly, here coming up soon, since there's such a lack of quality men for women, you're probably going to be able to have multiple girlfriends and or wives if you want. And also in this scenario, you could be like the lion in a wolf pack, in a lion's den, where you're the head alpha, and you have all these women. You know how in the lion's den the women go and hunt? Well, you could have it where in your little group, you know, if you have kids or whatever, you have one woman that raises all the kids, or 2 women, and they homeschool those kids, and the other women, maybe you got like 4 women or 5 women, and the other women go out and make the money to provide for everybody. And currently you can only be married to one person here in America. But like I said, if you make yourself a a high value person, if you're a high value person, this is a reality. It's kind of already like that, except people are still separate. What I'm saying is people live either on like multiple house, like close to each other, or in the same house together, and women are gonna have to be forced to share. And I'm not saying like they're all gonna be tens. Like for me, I like all races. I'd have one of every single race, if I had that opportunity. Which stranger things have happened. I could possibly be in that type of lifestyle in the future if I keep on working on myself. I don't know. We'll see. But the women have to understand that they're already sharing anyway. Like these alpha guys, these high value guys, they're already sharing. They're already sharing them with other guys. Like I had, honestly, at one time, I'm not trying to brag, I had a rotation of 10 different women. 10 different women I can just call and be like, hey, come over, or I'll come over there. It might take a couple days to set it up, or a couple hours. So, you know, it could end up being something. It's already like that. I've already been on that side, and I've been on the side of feeling like an incel too. I've been on the side of feeling like Alpha Chad, and it's not like the women I was hanging out with were tens. They weren't all tens. They were good. They were attractive. I thought they were attractive. I mean, but they weren't like ones or twos or threes. You know, they were like average. So that's definitely a possibility. That's probably going to be the relationship of the future. Polyamory. If I even poly, whatever. Poly, you know what I'm saying? On both, it goes both ways. But the problem, it'll be more natural for the dude to have multiple women instead of that one woman having multiple guys. Because what ends up happening is guys end up being more violent when they don't have access to sex. Like, the reason why I think that men are not violent right now, so I'm hearing like 80% of the dudes out there aren't getting laid or anything like that from women. And the reason why they're not, I guess I'm in that too right now. But I'm not really trying either. I really don't give a fuck. I kind of do, but I don't. It's like, whatever. I'm kind of working on myself right now, so I don't have time for bullshit. Like, I'm walking to the gym right now. It's a mile away from my house, and I go to the gym for like 3 hours, and then I go home, and then I go to work for 8 hours. So my day is pretty fucking busy, man. I got 11-12 hours of my day, like, working my ass off. And when I get home, I got an hour, maybe 2 hours, and I'm ready to hit the fucking sack. And I really don't want to fucking talk to nobody at all. I'm so fucking tired from busting my ass all fucking day. But yeah, it's like men aren't getting violent in the society because they have access to free porn. If the porn wasn't there, I think dudes would get more violent. So that's what's kind of stimulating men in our society for right now, and kind of neutering men in some type of aspects. Also video games. I play video games. I think video games are fun. But Yeah, having those two things to calm men down. And coming up here soon is marijuana. That's going to be finally legal. I don't know why the Democrats have taken. I think the reason why they haven't legalized it is because, like federally, is because that's just something they're holding in their back pocket to hold over people's heads. Just like, hey, vote for me. I'm going to legalize marijuana. It should be. It should have never been banned in the first place. But, yeah, that's the future of relationships. It's not really the future because it is right now, but I think you'll see when you go out to the park, you're gonna see one man with multiple women, and kids. You can be like, "Where's the other dudes? Why is there just one dude? Why is this?" And then you're gonna see one woman with like dudes that you're like, yeah. It's like you're gonna see like these dudes that are like females who are raising the kids. So it's gonna be kind of weird. It's definitely, I don't think it's gonna last. Especially for the females, I think there's gonna be lots of problems. There was this one instance where this one like female, she had like 5 beta guys, right? And then she got pregnant by one of them. And something happened with the kid. Either it was like physically abused or sexually abused by one of them. And you're gonna have more of that problem. So yeah, that's it.